Good morning, Thomas MacLaren, students and families. My name is Mrs. Kolb, and I've had the joy and the pleasure of teaching the 6th grade public performance classes. To round out a fine April celebration of online learning, Zooming, scanning and uploading homework, and of course, classroom chatting, the 6th grade girls would like to share with you some beautiful and incredible poetry. Oh, and if today is your birthday, or tomorrow, or Thursday this week, we wish you a very, very happy birthday. Thank you very much. Be well, stay safe, and we'll see you very soon.
Thoughtless Cruelty by Charles Lamb. Fair Robert, you have killed that fly, and should you 1,000 ages try, the life you've taken to supply, you could not do it. You surely must have been devoid of thought and sense to have destroyed a thing which no way you annoyed, you'll one day rue it. 'Twas but a fly, perhaps you'll say, that's born in April, dies in May, that does but just learn to display his wings 1 minute, and in the next is vanished quite. A bird devours it in its flight, or come a cold blast in the night. There's no breath in it. The bird but seeks his proper food, and Providence whose power endued. A fly with life, when it thinks good, may justly take it. But you have no excuse for it. A life by nature made so short, less reason is that you for sport should shorter make it. A fly, a little thing you rate, but Robert, do not estimate a creature's pain by small or great. The greatest being can but fibers, nerves, and flesh, and these smallest ones possessed. Although our frame and structure less, escape our seeing.
Sparkles from the Wheel by Walt Whitman. Where the city's ceaseless crowd moves on the livelong day, withdrawn, I join a group of children, watching. I pause aside with them. By the curb, toward the edge of the flagging, a knife grinder works at his wheel, sharpening a great knife. Bending over, he carefully holds it to the stone by foot and knee. With measured tread, he turns rapidly as he presses with light but firm hand. Forth issue then, in copious golden jets, sparkles from the wheel. The scene and all its belongings, how they seize and affect me. The sad, sharp-chinned old man, with worn clothes and a broad shoulder band of leather. Myself, effusing and fluid, a phantom, curiously floating, now here, absorbed and arrested. The group, an unminded point, set in a vast surrounding. The attentive, quiet children, the loud, proud, restive bass of the streets, the low, hoarse purr of the whirring stone, the light-pressed blade, diffusing, dropping, sideways darting, in tiny showers of gold, sparkles from the wheel.
Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child, and she was a child, in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than a love, I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in a kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in her sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea. A wind came out of a cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabelle. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we. And neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle. And the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle. And so, all the night-tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. Thank you.
Macavity's mystery cat, he's called the Hidden Paw, for he's the master criminal who can defy the law. He's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair, for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law, he breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare, and when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. You may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air, but I tell you once and once again, Macavity's not there. Macavity's a ginger cat, he's very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brow is deeply lined with thought, his head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect, his whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head side to side with movements like a snake, and when you think he's half asleep, he's always wide awake. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity, for he's a fiend in fiend-like shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by-street, you may see him in a square, but when a crime's discovered, Macavity's not there. He's outwardly respectable, they say he cheats at cards, and his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland's yards. And when the large is looted, or the jewel case is rifled, or the milk is missing, or another peak's been stifled, or the greenhouse glass is broken, or the trellis past repair, there's the wonder of the thing. Macavity is not there. And when the Foreign Office find a treaty's gone astray, or the Admiralty loosen plans and drawings, by the way, there may be a scrap of paper in the hall or on the stair, but it's useless to investigate because Macavity's not there. And when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say it must have been Macavity, but he's a mile away. You'll be sure to find him resting, or a licking of his thumb, or engaged in doing complicated long division sums. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. There never was a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity. He always has an alibi, and one or two to spare. At whatever time the deed took place, Macavity wasn't there. And they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known, I might mention Mungo Jerry, or I might mention Griddlebone, are nothing more than agents for the cat who all the time just controls their operations, the Napoleon of crime.